Hello, everyone. We are back for Thrift Store Horde. We're going through season 2. Jason here, of course. Kevin and Adam are along with me. Hey, guys.
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
I smell, apparently, according to my shirt.
What do
I
you
smell
smell, Adam?
ice cream. Come on.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. That is a fantastic shirt. I'm my vintage Hills here. It's not vintage, but
it's vintage enough.
department store. Yeah, I always hold that dear to my heart.
There, and just to complete, I have Jessica Jones, Agent of Shield.
There you go. There you go.
Wow.
Quite a variety this time. Well, how you been, guys? Adam, how you been? What's been going on in your neck of the thrift store woods?
Oh, well, it's been actually pretty fun. My favorite thing is that when we get ready to do these videos, I always go out to the store the morning of, and I found some fun stuff just at the last minute. So I'm excited to share it.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't have that luxury. I usually just pile my stuff in a corner and hopefully I remember to grab everything. Kevin, how about you? What's your experience been like lately?
Nothing too well. I don't want to say nothing too great. I did pretty well in an unexpected place lately. I was very happy with it. It was something totally different. And I am gearing up. The cash has been pulled out of the ATM. I'm going to a giant library book sale in my
Cool.
hometown. So I'm going to go up and visit with my mom and use it as an excuse to go to this book sale. It's been going on about maybe 25, 30 years. Every year they do it.
Oh,
It's all
wow.
donations from the area. And when my mom used to go all the time when I was younger, and I said, nope, that sounds boring. And the first year I went, by the time she came down like an hour or two after I did, I was in the corner with 3 boxes full. And I looked up and I said, I didn't bring enough money. And she just laughed. She's like, the amount of years that you said this isn't for you, and here you are. So it's like a mini Christmas for me every year to see what I can find it there.
That is fun. And how old do you think you were that first time?
Oh, like 14, maybe 14, 15.
Yeah.
And so
So
I've gone every year that I can since.
has that kind of pushed you into collecting books, you think? Was that like
Oh,
your first thing?
for many reasons. Like, I mean, comics was first, but this got the book stuff going too. And I was telling Jason off the air, my dad just visited, and it was the first time he's seen my decor, and he was greatly overwhelmed by it all.
In a good way or bad way?
in a this is not a lifestyle I'm aware of or used to. And I said, how many people have sports team memorabilia everywhere? I don't really do sports. How many people have a severed deer head that they hunted on their wall? I
Yes.
don't hunt. This is my thing. And he's like, that's an excellent point. He did
Good
say
for
it
you.
looked like a comic store in my house, though.
Well, I was telling Kevin a little bit off the air too. It's been a whirlwind of last couple of weeks, mainly because we went on this road trip, me and my oldest son, to Pennsylvania, and hit a couple stores I'd never been to. I found an awesome store in my hometown called the Stuff Store. I love the name, and they had this huge area that was, your basic thrift store stuff, housewares and things like that. And then there was this doorway into another room in the back, which was just a mecca of nostalgia. Books, action figures, VHS tapes, I mean, music. It was all there, and I could have spent a couple hours in there. But my son was kicking me that during this trip to get out of some of these places because I was looking at every little nook and cranny, and that was really fun. And we hit this store called McKay's that's in Nashville on our way back, that also has locations in Chattanooga and Knoxville and a couple places in North Carolina. And it was huge. It was, the whole floor was very well organized with books and your DVDs and Blu-rays and VHS tapes. And then it had a balcony, a second story balcony that was a U shape, and it was nothing but records and comics.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I could have spent a half a day in there. And plus they had like little loose action figures and stuff in their own little bags. they had this bin of just loose Legos by the pound. I mean, it was nuts. I had never been to that one before, or any of those, and came away with some good music and not enough time to go digging through a lot of things. So I've been all over the Eastern Seaboard thrifting in these last couple weeks. But anybody itching to go first this time? Maybe.
I mean, I could go first. I think I'll start off with some music, actually, because I found some fun stuff. Like I said this morning, I did send this to Jason about a week or so ago. Did find a nice single here, Paul Abdul's Straight Up. So that is heading right to Jason. So
thank you.
Back up there. Oh yeah, and then it's just a remix. The power mix of Straight Up is also included.
Love the remix.
But this morning, like I said, I made my run down to Goodwill, and oddly enough, like it's been kind of a wasteland for records, and I don't necessarily collect records, but when I find them, I'm excited, and especially when it's somebody's old 80s collection just gets thrown on the shelf. We've had success before. I know, Jason's leading in here. So to start out, I did get a Pat Benatar album. Okay.
There you go.
Yep, so this is Great Crimes of Passion. This is the one that has, what was it? Hit Me With Your Best Shot. So, but it's a great
Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer now. Yep.
Yep. So the sleeve is in there. The record is in great shape. I'm very excited about that. So I got her other album. Nice. Our fan here. So this is kind of the earlier hits, but that's great. And then I also found these, which I wasn't expecting, but Eurythmics.
Nice.
Perfect timing. Yep. We just released an episode today on Greatest Lists, our top 5 Eurythmics songs.
There we go. So I'm sure you had some from this album too, possibly. So
yep.
Cool.
I love that cover.
Yeah. Is it supposed to be like the farmer and his wife, do you think? What were they going
American
for?
Gothic, maybe?
I don't think that was their intent, but yeah, it kind of does look like that.
And then, of course, the last one here, I've had some success with soundtracks in the past. How about the Top Gun soundtrack?
Boom.
Not sealed, but still in the plastic. And it's looking good.
Wow.
So
yeah,
that was an exciting find for today. They always sell well for me, so I could buy other garbage. So
that is not garbage, sir. That is not garbage. All right, Kevin, you want to go next?
I will go next. All right, speaking of garbage. So, and I was trying to do like all spooky stuff, and that fell apart, but I have a lot. All right, so here's my VHS pile. I found a clamshell of Twilight Zone, the movie.
Whoa.
Well, it's dirty.
So cool.
So dirty. But the tape is clean.
Nice.
Tape's beautiful in there. So I'm gonna grab like, wet wipes, whatever I can find, and try to clean it up. It's in the the plastic's around these clamshells, so I should be able to get it pretty clean, hopefully. All right, how do I want to do this? Okay, I don't know how well it does for you guys, but I find that any VHS that's a different color, people will grab no matter what the movie is, because they'll unscrew them and put something else in there. So I got the Rugrats movie just because it was an orange case.
So
I'll put that up and see what happens. And then this is like not quite pink and not quite red, but it's for something called Ms. Bear. I have no idea what it is, but I mean, I'll guarantee you someone's going to want, it's pretty good pink. Someone's going to want that case. It's a bit faded, but I have Real Genius.
Cool.
Nice.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
that one looks like it was out near the front window of the rental store.
Absolutely. It's so faded, and again, tape looks great though on it, so I was okay with it. This one is not as faded, but it probably came from the same place originally. I have The Howling.
Nice.
You have the best luck. My goodness.
I will go on Craigslist and I'm just like searching for VHS, and everyone's getting rid of them around me.
Wow.
and I'm not going to tell them. And this isn't scary. Sorry, but it's my last VHS one. Two brothers, cute little tiger cub movie for kids and all, but it's the screener copy.
Oh.
And it is very obviously a screener copy. Here's all the advertisements on the back. Save $5 if I also buy Thunderbirds as well. So, you know, that'll go well. But like I remember, and again, tape is great looking. I remember thinking this was a Disney one when it came out. I guess it was Universal, but not for sale or rental, seal of approval. It looks like this may have been sent to like certain like Christian bookstores or stuff like that too, just as like family friendly, wholesome, you know, safe to watch movies. That is my best guess, because there's like Parents Television Council, an award winner, and all this other stuff for clean and safe for your kids to watch.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if it came from something like that, not a usual, you know, like Blockbuster clear out or something like that.
I feel like if you put that next to some of the manga you've been picking up lately, it would just burst into flames immediately.
There, I can't tell it on here. There's a manga story, but I can't tell it.
Okay.
Okay, that's it for my VHS.
Okay.
Jason.
Yeah. Should I do music or should I do VHS? I guess I'll do my VHS. I'll bounce off you. So there's two that I found that I could not fit in my, because they're the clamshells, the larger clamshells I can't fit in here. So I will show these off first. I found these at the stuff store. I found another Dukes of Hazzard tape.
Oh, cool.
Just saw that cover and I was like, I've got to own this. And it's actually 2 episodes, Mary Kay's Baby and High Octane. And that was a pretty nice copy, but I just loved all of the imagery on that. You get that wonderful Dukes of Hazzard font on the side there. And then another one. How about Danger Mouse?
Whoa, cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So Danger Mouse, Thorn EMI video. And the tape itself is kind of but not moldy or anything. But yeah, I saw that cover and was like, okay, I'm going to go for that. All right, let's go through them. This was an interesting one, Adam, and I'm probably going to send this one to you because I haven't something like this before. But this is a tape. It's called Film Backs. I don't know if you've ever seen these before. The video greeting card.
Wow.
So this was released in 1996. This is Happy 50th for 1946. And it opens and it has a spot. Look at that. It's like a pop-up.
That is fantastic.
Cover.
Wow.
And you could write a little something right there, you know, I guess for the person that you were sending it to. But for their 50th birthday in 1996, how do I even get the tape out? I can't remember. Oh, so there's a little tab here at the top that you pull open and pull it out, and it's all about, you know, 1946 and what happened during that year. But just having that pop up like that, I had not seen anything like that before. So
those were sold at party stores.
Okay.
I remember there was a local one I would go into all the time, and it was always the good one to like get balloons blown up or find, you know, like themed decor for a party, whatever. And they had a spinner rack of them. So your anniversary years were always the big ones, your 50th year there, whatever. Mm-hmm. But they would have a few, you know, quite a few other ones depending on the size of the store. And it was right by the greeting card. So I think it was a greeting card company that brought them all in with it.
Yeah. So on the back, it tells you from 1929 up through 1965, they did tapes. So that's quite a few. People in the news, politics and world events, fashion, entertainment, sports, and on the light side, whatever that means. So that was an interesting tape. I had to pick up just for that fact that it opened up, you know. Now I can't get it back in. All right, we'll put it over there. All right, next up, how about the Nash and Zulo's Offbeat Sports Beat, the Sports Hall of Shame. I have no idea. It just sounded cool to me. I guess it's some, you know, Follies and bloopers and stuff. There's a golfer that's trying to get his golf ball out of the sand trap here, and he's making himself a hole. But yeah, so the Sports Hall of Shame. Why not? All right, next, speaking of color VHS tapes, I have Tim Conway and Dorf Gone Fishing. If you remember that. Remember the Dorf videos? I think there's golfing, all kinds of stuff, but that's a yellow tape.
Ooh.
So pick that up just for that fact. Here's a sports tape. We'll probably send this one over to Chad at some point. In the Crunch, sponsored by Nestle's Crunch.
Love it.
NFL Films video. This one was 1987. So Terry Bradshaw on the back. In the Crunch. These next two I found at the stuff store, and I thought were neat because I have Charlie Brown Christmas, but there's a Shell logo.
Oh, so it's like that Super Bowl one I just got recently. Okay.
There it is.
There it is.
Super Bowl Charlie Brown. So yeah, I guess they were, some kind of promotion at Shell gas stations. You fill up and get them for $2.99 or something. But this copy of Charlie Brown's Christmas was really clean. And then I saw the Super Bowl. I've never watched this one, so I'm anxious to watch that and see what that's all about. All right, next up, Mighty Mouse and Friends.
All these classic cartoons.
I know. I think I got this one from the stuff store as well. We got two more left. I'm going to swing around. This one was interesting because I had never heard of the show. It's a Kenner show. It's called Shadow Strikers.
Wow.
And I'm assuming this was like a pilot episode that just bombed or whatever. They never.
Yeah.
Because I don't recall it at all. 1990 is when this came out, but it looks like something like Mask or one of those other properties that Kenner had where you got transforming vehicles there, and I've yet to watch it. So if anybody out there knows anything about the Shadow Strikers, let me know. And then I've been getting lucky on the pilot episodes of TV series. I found Newhart the last time. This time I found Remington Steele.
Hey.
The premiere episode, if y'all remember that show. So there you go. Those are my. Well, and I did find. Let's keep going. I did find Uncle Buck, one of my favorites of John Candy. Raiders of the Lost Ark was speaking to me, so I had to pick that up. And then the last one here, I found, I think this was at the stuff store as well. It's the Michael Jackson video greatest hits. So all the music videos, Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean, all the way up through like Black or White, Remember the Time, all those. So I was like, yeah, I got to pick that up because all those videos, they're like, short films almost. Like Thriller's like 13 minutes, and
right.
Remember the Time is extended to Eddie Murphy and Magic Johnson is in it and all this, so those are my VHS finds for now. We'll kick it back over to Adam.
All right. Well, I will get on with my VHS then at this point. I've found some interesting ones. They're pretty eclectic because it's kind of been slim pickings around my area. I haven't found a whole lot to excite me, kind of just the same stock, not rotating out. But I found this one, which is an old version of King Solomon's Mines. The reason I grabbed it is my dad has been telling me for years there was this version of King Solomon's Mines he saw when he was a kid. This is from the 50s. But I think he said it was a cereal, and I think there was a different name. I don't think it was King Solomon's Mines, but he thought it was or something. But I'm going to grab it just in case and see if it's something that speaks to him. He's like, oh, yeah, that was it. So you never know.
Who's the star in that one? Is it Richard?
Stuart Granger in this one.
Okay. There's another one that's kind of, it looks Indiana Jones-ish, but
Richard Chamberlain. You're thinking of the 80s one with Sharon Stone.
Yes. Yeah. That was like an Indiana Jones knockoff almost.
The other one here I just grabbed because I've never seen this. It's a Paramount release, but Will Penny. There's so many Westerns. I live in Montana. Like everybody is buying Westerns, all these old people. But this was just weird for the cast in it because it's Charlton Heston and Donald Pleasance from Halloween. I always think of him as the doctor from Halloween. So now here's one that I've wanted to get my hands on for a while. So I was excited to find Joanna Man. Oh, Joanna Man. And it has Fat Joe's #1 hit. It promises here, What's Love? LUV. So yeah, Joanna Man. I've heard it's not as bad as everybody says. It's just the premise is ridiculous. I don't know. We'll find out. This is one that just, I've been trying to fill in gaps, especially for like 80s movie or 80s and 90s movies I never bothered to see or rent because they were just so ubiquitous. So There's Something About Mary. I just decided to grab this because I've never seen it. So I know all the references. I know, other Farrelly
Never seen it.
No, never.
I saw it in the theater, and I think that was the only time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it once. I'm good.
This other one here, again, this is The Bostonians. Okay, so it's very old school. Okay, the reason I grabbed it is because it's a Christopher Reeve movie. It's like in that vein of Remember the Time, or what was it? Somewhere in Time, I think.
Somewhere in Time, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a Vestron video release. So I always kind of try to grab those because they had really weird kind of like they usually weren't that exciting. The Vestron video releases, so I try to grab those when I can because I find them fascinating. But the last one here for me, this is a tape I've been hunting forever. I don't think anybody else cares about this movie, but I remember seeing the trailer for it as a kid and thinking it was the coolest name for a movie, V.I. Warshawski with Kathleen Turner. And she just looked so cool to me. And I was like, V.I. Warshawski? Like, what could that all be about? So I'm excited to finally see this movie. But guys, I have to ask you, I got a stack of tapes here. What am I going to play it on? It's been a while since I bought a VCR. So I decided to grab one. And this one is a monster. It has all the manuals, all the receipt and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now that looks exactly like the one that's on the Goldbergs. If I do.
I bet, yeah. So it's so huge. But it's a nice JVC model. Plus
those color buttons on the front.
Yeah. And whenever I see one with a remote, I get excited.
Wow.
So excited to have a compatible remote to go with that. So yeah, that was my VHS excitement today.
That's crazy.
All right.
Oh, I think we're on me. All right. Yep. Gentlemen. Now, okay, so Adam hadn't seen There's Something About Mary, and there's certain movies that we all expect that someone's seen at least once. Did you watch Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Also avoided it. I heard it was boring.
I've never seen it either.
All right. Well, then it won't mean much, but I didn't know that there's a sequel to it.
Oh.
Apparently there's a sequel movie on Netflix called Sword of Destiny. What I also didn't know is there was a book for it too.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, all right, Crouching Tiger and Dragon, Destiny, it's from Weinstein Books. There's nothing wrong with that name being used in entertainment anymore. So I'm not sure it'll be. Sure, this is still on the shelves.
Maybe it's good that you picked up the book.
Yeah, true.
Not watch the movie.
I found The Dampire from Timescape. Timescape. I don't know what Timescape is. I keep finding them. I thought it was a choose your own adventure for adults, but it's not. I think it's just like a collection of these novels kind of fall in and out of different worlds and realities and stuff. But looked interesting. I don't think I showed these two before, so apologies if I did, but I really don't think I did. But not connected to the movie, unfortunately. But this is The Thing. More terrifying than The Exorcist, but it's not connected to the classic The Thing. But I'm like, just for a cheap horror one, based off the Exorcist connection, I have a guess it's around the same time, and it is 1974.
Yeah, talk about a great font. That just looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, it looks beautiful. Let's see. Speaking of when did it come out, this one is 1969, and don't let the Johnny Depp one ruin it for you, but this is part of the book series based on Dark Shadows.
Oh,
this one being The Phantom and Barnabas Collins. And some companies actually reprinting all these right now. I'll see it in the comic catalog. Some companies going through in order to reprint all of them. So I'm wondering if there's a market for the original ones anymore, or if it's increased now. So I'll be curious about that. Either of you ever see the Paperbacks from Hell book?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No.
so all right, I have it. Very recommended, but it goes through like horror novels and like all the gimmicks they have and the crazy covers and stuff like that, and they'll do it by theme, and it's a real interesting look at like things going on in the country at the time. Oh, there's just like drive-in movies. Here's nuclear war. Here's giant monsters that were created by nukes. Here's this. We have this reaction. So anytime I see certain covers, I'm grabbing them. Like I didn't do it before, but we have Nightmare with embossed spider web being all creepy on it and all.
That's a cool cover.
We have Stinger.
Nice.
Just look creepy. And anytime I find his books, they sell instantly on eBay for me.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Like within a day usually. So I'll grab them. I love the cutout ones. I have Einstein's Brain.
Nice.
But I remember these all the time when I was a kid on like every grocery store, bookshelf and all. And then this, I grabbed it thinking it was something else. Like I grabbed it when I saw it. And then I was like, this isn't what I think it is, but I still need it. K is for Knife Ball, an alphabet of terrible advice. Now, I saw the cover from a distance and I thought it was Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So I was like, oh, what is this? And then I saw the title. I'm like, no, really, what is this? This book is not for children of any age. It's full of truly terrible ideas and advice no one should follow. The authors are in hiding. Enjoy.
That's funny.
A is for apple. Eat one every day and then wash it down with your mom's Cabernet. So I had like this screamed something I had to get.
That's funny.
Apparently these authors also wrote the national bestseller All My Friends Are Dead, which I think was a dinosaur trying to find his friends post extinction. But I did accidentally leave this out. And he didn't see it, thank God. Because I was like, either he's gonna be disturbed or he's gonna want me to read it. Neither's a good situation. So thankfully didn't even see it. All right, that's not it for books, but that's books for that theme, I'll say.
Okay. I'm gonna jump to music for my choices here, and I at the stuff store came across a bunch of singles that I'll share with you. These are really fun. I just some that I knew I didn't have and I wanted to get. So there's REM's Shiny Happy People.
Oh, cool.
Remember that one? Genesis, I love Genesis. Hold on My Heart from the We Can't Dance album. I found two PM Dawn. So Paper Doll and Set Adrift on Memory Bliss. If you remember PM Dawn sampling hit music at the time. And this, here we go, UB40. Can't Help Falling in Love. Remember that one? The last two are fun. How about Snow's Informer?
Yeah. Licky boom boom now.
Yep. And then in the spooky spirit, there's Hammer's Adam's Groove.
Oh.
We'll come back to the Adams Family a little bit later. Just this last weekend, I found a stack of music in this thrift store typically, and when I got these for, cassettes are 88 cents and CDs are $1.88. I found some for Kevin and for myself. I'm going to go through, let's go through the CDs first. Here you go. Weird Al. This is actually the music and the music videos. It's a 2-disc set.
Oh, cool.
So it will, I think it flips out. So you got the other disc on the back side. Or actually, it's a double-sided CD. I was thinking it was 2, but yep. So there you go. Straight out of Linwood, that one. I loved the song "Beds Are Burning" by Midnight Oil, but I had never listened to the album before. So I was like, for $1.88, I'm gonna take a shot at it. It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Now these ones I saw for Kevin. I had to. I figured he'd want them, and so I just ended up picking them up because he didn't respond to me right away.
Was that work?
Here we go. Halloween.
Oh.
So this is Keeper of the Seven Keys, Part 2, expanded edition. And this one does have a double disc.
Oh, wow.
So I know nothing, Kevin, about Halloween.
They never really crossed over.
Check out this the liner notes here. So you got a little mini poster, I guess. Nice. So that was tucked inside, and then some Iron Maiden. Well, there you go. Brave New World. That one looked in pretty nice shape. They do these little stickers, right? And then they'll take tape and tape over the sticker. So I don't understand the store and why they do that. This was the one that I saw that led me to everything else. The Iron Maiden Book of Souls. Check out that cover.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now you open it up. Unfortunately, one of the discs is missing. So you might have to find that, Kevin, but it is a book. So you got, like, I guess, lyrics and stuff in here, but there's also images. What's the guy? Eddie?
Eddie.
Eddie, yes. But it's like a book. You got the CDs in the back, and then it slides into this hard case, for that. So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool for $1.88. And then I found some full-length cassettes. I'm usually the single guy, but why not? Because these are original releases. So there's Bryan Adams' Reckless. And you can tell because it's got all this crap at the bottom, later releases for cassettes. It's just the full cover on the front. But that's how you can kind of tell. First time I ever owned that. Pink Floyd's The Wall on cassette. Eddie and the Cruisers. I had to pick that up. I've got it on vinyl. Lots of soundtracks. There's the Officer and the Gentleman soundtrack, which I knew one song that was on here, but it's got ZZ Top, Van Morrison. So I'm going to have to check it out. I've never listened to the whole album. This one was kind of weird. The soundtrack for Witness with Harrison Ford.
There's a soundtrack for Witness?
There is. I have it. I've been curious I haven't been over to eBay to see what some of these might be worth, but I was like, that's got to be rare. And of course, it's just the score from the film. And then the last one you guys might get excited for. I'm not the horror fan. I'm a total poser, but I had to pick it up.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I might have to talk trade on that one.
But I showed a couple of these off on Instagram. You see the white spine with that red lettering. They're all about the same font. Those are the original.
I literally have both movies right here, the first two anyway.
There you go. So we'll see about that. Then we'll have to work out a trade. That's all of my music for my 45 singles. You can go follow me on Instagram. Back to you, Adam.
All right. I'm going to get into some books here. Found some fun stuff recently. I had picked up like a month or so back the VHS for Constantine because I had never seen that movie, the Keanu Reeves movie based on the comic book series. Then I found the novelization for Constantine in great shape here. So it's very shiny. It looks like the spine like isn't even bent. So I don't think whoever got it originally didn't read it. But then I found some older things that are these little cartoon comic books, right? So this is a Flintstones one, Mutiny at the Rock Mine, but it's like illustrated stories. So it's got illustrations, but they're not like comic strips necessarily. But so it's kind of interesting. Got that one. I got Muppets Light on Our Feet, which is really weird design. Like look at Fozzie.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah. So this one is though comic strips. So you got like Pigs in Space right there. So that's interesting. Another couple more Flintstones ones. So this is another one with the illustrations. Pebbles and Bam Bam. And then Flintstones Jokes and Riddles. So that's just a fun one. Let's see if we got a riddle for you guys here. Oh no, here, how about this? This is Pebbles Flintstone's favorite poem. A peanut on a railroad track. A heart was all aflutter. The train came flying down the track. Squish, peanut butter. That nothing to do with rocks or Flintstone. They literally
Did
just
they have railroads back in the Flintstone days. I don't remember.
And then I did grab a copy of Jurassic Park because I have a lot of 3 Jurassic Park movies up on eBay that hasn't been moving. I'm going to see if I add the book. See if that lot it gets somebody excited. But also, I haven't read it since I was a kid. And it was in great shape, so I thought it'd be fun to look at. I've been collecting the Stephanie books, but now I got a Full House book, so I'm excited about that. This one is Take a Hike, Romeo. It's a later season because it's got the whole cast and the twins and everybody. Nice. This one I picked up this morning. This is a Tick novelization, but you don't find these very often. It's in wonderful condition. Again, it feels like it didn't get read. It doesn't really even, but it's like collecting the different episodes because like the Tick versus Dinosaur Neil, but then, you know, take the thing out of your mouth. So I don't know, maybe is it just the Dinosaur Neil one? I can't tell, but either way, it's got some just great illustrations inside from the era. My youngest has been super into the Tick race recently. He's been watching it in the car. So then last one's here. I found some Ninja Turtles books. So I found the junior novelization, second film. This one has a few like black and white photos. You got Splinter.
I've got that one. Yep.
And then also some just original books, which are super fun.
Oh, yeah.
Great illustrations here. Buried treasure on this one.
I think there's 5 or 6 in the set, maybe.
I think so. Yeah. Let's see what it
I've
says
got a couple of them, so maybe between us we have a full set.
Yeah, this one only lists 4.
4
in here. So, but there was probably a second set, I'm sure. But it's got interesting artwork inside of it. I'm gonna try to find some here. Like, hey, I'm planting a seed. Okay. Like that. And then this other one, Red Herrings, which is really cool. All of them on a surfboard. I mean, that's just fun. But one of these photos, or one of these illustrations, let's see if I can find it here. I actually ended up using on Twitter as my, like, you know, header image because it was so cool. And it was for, I can't find it here, but it was a Halloween thing. But it was kind of similar to this, where you had like a bunch of stuff going on, but it was like Michelangelo, and then behind him are all these people in Halloween costumes. So I love just like the slightly off model illustrations that were part of all the different merch. So that was very exciting to find. And I think that does it. Yeah. So I'm good with books for this round.
All right. I'll continue with books. Okay, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I found it, and I mean, I know what I'm going to do with it, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it or not. But I found a JFK Jr. tribute magazine after he died, so I was just surprised to find it.
Yeah.
Toss that in there.
What was his magazine? Was it George?
George.
Yeah, that he was actually the
George. I actually have the first issue somewhere.
Oh.
With it was Cindy Crawford dressed up like George Washington on the cover.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's in a box somewhere. How do I want to do this? No, I'll do it this way. All right. Some comic finds. Marvel Comics 1000, which I don't know how they got to 1,000, but whatever. So it's just like, a jam celebration of Marvel a couple years ago. For my collection, New Warriors, I think this was volume 3, 13 and 12, trying to get the whole lot of everything New Warriors. Speaking of ones I'm trying to collect all of, I found another West Coast Avengers, so I'm getting better there. And Marvel Age is on the list of what I'm trying to do. And I found some cheaps. That one was just like a really cool cover. I'd never seen it before. And I really never knew that when Marvel Age started, they had a preview for the Star Wars stuff.
Nice.
And I'm like, all I need is for one of these characters to show up on some freaking Disney Plus show, and they'll be arguing if this is their first appearance or not. So I'm like, I'm grabbing it now.
Yeah.
A little someone who is with me, who is making me make his Halloween costume, found this all on his own. His Batman and Son is introducing Damian Wayne into the DC universe and as Robin. So nice. He went nuts. And I was like, good, because I cannot afford Damian Wayne's first appearance right now. This will be the best way for us to do it. And that little costume right there is what I'm trying to make.
Fun.
No one sells a Damian Wayne Halloween costume. All right, Adam, I thank you very much for what you sent me in the mail.
Yes.
And wouldn't you know, I found some more though.
Oh, fantastic.
There was a little mini convention at the State College. And I mean, like 20 tables, maybe, if that. But one of them had Wizard magazines for $1 each.
Oh, my dream.
So I had a Gen 13 one. I now have 2 of these, but it was $1. I had to grab another one. And then we got early ones.
Ooh.
I was shocked. So we got number 6 there, 7 with it was a Bart Sears cover, I believe, right? He did this
one? So the other one was Exo Manowar, and then they did the Flash for the newsstand because they thought nobody knew who Exo Manowar was.
And Bishop.
Ooh, a classic.
Yeah. So I didn't have any of those. I had 3, 5, and then 9. I think I started again. And then these were being thrown out. I happened to be in the right place at the right time. So the comics, an illustrated history of comic strip art.
Ooh.
And I saw it. I was, how can I word it without getting in trouble? I was helping for something, and I walked by their dumpster, and I saw 2 giant books up top, and I said, those are coming home with me. and no one cared because I only took 2. But all sorts of comic art and history now. And I know I've shown off some of these before. I don't have this one, and I don't have the other one I'm about to show. But I've also never seen these before either. So then this one is America's Great Comic Strip Artist.
Ooh.
Cool.
So, and again, like going back to Little Nemo in Slumberland. I don't know who that one is. Yep. That's more Little Nemo. But I mean, like, everything's in here. It looks so pretty. And when am I gonna sit down and read it and go through it and write an article or something? I don't know. But it was sitting there, someone was about to throw it out, and they're like, kids today don't want those. No, kids today don't want those. I do, though.
Mm-hmm.
I will gladly take those off your hands. So that was all exciting, but I'll save the best for next.
Oh, building the suspense.
Man, yeah. I've shown it off to people privately already.
All right, well, I'm gonna jump off you there then with a few comics that I found at the McKay's place. I did find some GI Joes I needed, so There's number 94. And I do appreciate Adam texting me today some pictures of ones that he found. Fortunately, I had them all. Or unfortunately, I don't know. But there's Snake Eyes Gets a New Face, which is number 94. Number 95, the Snake Eyes Trilogy, Part 2, No Turning Back. And then I got a very late one, number 139. There was, I think, 155 in the series, so was happy to grab
crossover with Transformers.
Yeah, I guess so. Transformers Generation 2.
Wow.
So, yeah, there's a whole series that I think 4 issues that are G.I. Joe and the Transformers. That was like their first mashup together, but they've appeared together over the years. And then just an off-brand weird one that my bud Wyatt loved the show. Very short-lived. I think it was only 1 season, but they made a short-run comic book series about it. Viper. Do you remember Viper?
Of course.
TV show. So I've got
that car.
right, yeah. So I've got, I think, the first and fourth one. I'm still missing number 2. I think it was just 4. But let me get through these books quick because I got a lot of them. Garfield in Space. This is a small one, little small square one, but the art on it is great. I love my Garfield. Another small one. There's your Turtles.
School cool.
And some pretty good art in that one as well.
Yeah.
Now, this one I already have. There's 4 in the series, I believe, but same size. This one is called Smurf Cake, and they had 4 different Smurf ones in this little series here. Now, you guys remember those square ones that I have been finding that have the stickers in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I found the original Ghostbusters movie. You remember that? It still had the stickers inside.
Yeah.
Whoa! The real Ghostbusters in Revenge of the Ghosts. Unfortunately, no stickers inside, front or back. It's a little beat up, but I figured I would never find this one again.
No.
This one was at the stuff store, so I just love these little square books. Some great images from the real Ghostbusters. This one is actually, I think, an audio. Yes. I don't know if it's a cassette or if it was a record. Baby Pac-Man goes to the market.
Wow. What is that about?
The Kid Stuff brand. Yeah. So I think it's just kind of an offshoot from the cartoon series, but just black and white illustrated. I've been trying to collect all these Alf ones. This one, let's see, there's Day at the Fair, Mission to Mars. I have those 2. Summer Camp, I'm not sure if I have that one. Here is Mission to Mars that I picked up.
I just read that to my daughter at bedtime recently.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm still missing one in that series. And this one, now they made storybooks, which I think I've got one, and I've got all of the book and record sets. There's GoBots on Earth. I thought this was funny. Like, they're running from Leader 1, who is the good guy,
Yeah.
But that might be like when they first meet them or something. Anyway, I was very surprised to find this. I didn't know that they made the kind of storybooks. Super Mario Brothers. Trapped in a Perilous Pit. More great art on this one as you go through. This one was fun because it's got like family profiles in here. Home Alone, a family comedy without the family, but you go in here and it like tells you about all the characters. There's like profiles of Uncle Frank.
Uncle Frank!
All the kids. Jeff and Lenny. Yeah. So I just thought that was fun. And the picture in the back cover just the full family photo.
I'm sure that was on the set in a frame, you know, like somewhere in the set decoration.
Yeah, probably. Gonna keep going. Found a Transformers one. Car Show Blow Up. Again, I love these illustrated books. These ones are weird. I've found one of these before, but they almost go back and draw the symbols. And I don't know why. I guess they're just trying to, let kids know this guy's a bad guy. Or just make him kind of pop out a little bit more. But that one was kind of weird.
They used to do that with Power Rangers merchandise too. Even though they didn't have any insignia on the front, they would always, at all the merch, they would put the insignia in it. Right.
Mm-hmm. That same size, again, I have not found any real Ghostbusters that size. Ooh. The Great Ghost Show.
Wow.
Man, all these I found at the stuff store, and just great art in here. Still very vibrant and colorful, and just gets me. This is a hardback one. Masters of the Universe, Demons of the Deep.
Oh, wow.
Kevin, didn't you find one of those way back when?
Maybe.
Was it a puzzle?
No, I do have a hard. Well, I got the puzzles, but I do have a hardcover of something. I didn't.
Yeah.
It might have been it. We'll have to check the replay.
Yeah.
I'll go back in a couple episodes and see if you can find that. Almost done. Garfield's 48th book, not the normal size, but
that's the new normal size.
Mm-hmm.
They're all that size now.
Are they? Yeah.
No.
So, okay, I'll do this one next. Just random. How about Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls? Pull out poster book. 15 mini posters suitable for framing.
Oh,
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
Wow. I love the Ace logo. I need a shirt with that on it, but yeah. So these are just 8.5 by 11 posters in here, almost like calendar type. That crazy border. I don't know who's framing these, but he was pretty popular. 3 more to go. The Garfield official sticker collector album. Now this, I don't know what year. It's got 78, which was, the copyright on everything, on all, Garfield. But this is just for like puffy stickers or something else. There's no stickers involved with it. You just get places to put stickers. You can write your name and who you are and all that stuff. And then it gives you kind of Garfield backdrops. To put Garfield stickers on. I had never seen such a thing. So was very, and I guess, so here as a look at the stickers you could buy alongside. So it says small puffy stickers and large puffy stickers.
That's really cool.
You buy the stickers, and there's your album. Speaking of stickers, I found the E.T. sticker album. This is like a Panini style where, you're filling in the, put them in in position there. And some of these there was some stickers in there. So I might have to go out and find some E.T. stickers. And then this one I had never seen before. I'm a big fan of the Choose Your Own Adventure, and the G.I. Joe and Hasbro version of that was called Find Your Fate. And I've collected some of those books. But apparently DC did them as well, called Which Way. And I got Which Way Superman. And you got the wonderful Superpowers logo up there in the corner. Yep. And this is book 1 in the series. There was 4. So you got Supergirl, the Girl of Steel.
Which I have that one.
Do you have that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Batman, the Doomsday Prophecy. So there's 4 of them in the Which Way series. And it's your Choose Your Own Adventure style with Superman.
Oh, actually, I have the Batman one too. I just realized.
What? Okay. Yeah, wow. So you've almost got the complete set.
I got half of them.
So that was $5 or $6, but I was like, I have never seen them out in the wild before, so I figured I'd pick that one up. Yeah. So that's all my books. Quite a haul, man. I've got a couple other little fun things to end with.
Yeah, those were fantastic. Wow, just all that Ghostbusters stuff. So cool. All right, well, I think we're all ready to wow each other with our final round here. And so I have been, man, the toy aisle has been so good to me lately at the various thrift stores. Now, starting out a while back, I got a Tony the Tiger, what was being called these breakfast bunch beanbag characters, right? So I got Dig'em Frog here, so that was kind of cool. But then I also been on this board game kick, right? I can't can't seem to get enough. I found a vintage Care Bears board game. Yeah, and all the Care Bears stuff that I've ever tried to sell goes pretty fast, but it's based on like an actual story, like the televised special. And I have a bunch of like the big hardbound, books. And so I read that to my daughter recently, so that was cool. This is another one that a while back, I don't know if you guys remember, I found the vinyl record soundtrack to this TV special that was a wannabe strawberry shortcake, Rose Petal Place, the board game. So I just had to pick that up to go with my record, but it's obviously by the same company. They did Care Bears, they did Rose Petal Place.
I think Karen commented about that on YouTube when you showed that off. So yeah, she'll be going nuts over that.
All right, this next one, I don't know how exciting this is going to be for everybody, but for me, it was a holy grail item. So I had to grab it when I saw it. So this is a vintage Etch-a-Sketch. It still works. It's in great shape for something being as old as it is. But then, do you guys remember the Etch-a-Sketch action packs?
Yes.
So for those that don't know, these were things that they would give you like a collection of like films, almost like you'd put on an overhead projector, but then it would be like different games or sports, or they'd be themed, and you could like do mazes or connect the dots on your Etch-a-Sketch. So here's the one that was for sport. So they were all packed together, but the one that I had as a kid was Dukes of Hazzard.
Yep.
And so the fact that was right on top, I was just like, wow, whatever this costs, I need to have it today, because this is like pure nostalgia for me. I'm going to pull one out here just for those who aren't
I was going to mention that Mickey mentioned he having the Dukes of Hazzard one as a kid. So that's, very notorious.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things where I just, to finally find that after all these years, I was very excited. But that was not all on this trip. I walked out with my hands full. So a lot of times this particular thrift store, they just like put out shopping carts of stuff that they just haven't had time to sort. And I love digging through, like that's the way to go. So I went and I found a bag of action figures, which do not appear that often. So inside were people like, there was this like 1989 Batman, but it's like these tinier size, so it's a more recent release. There was this guy who I can't identify. I assume he's from some video game, but I don't know.
I think it's from Halo.
Oh, Halo. Okay, that makes more sense. There was a couple of Flash figures in there. We had little Ben Affleck, Batfleck right there in his armor from Batman v Superman. There was, and also there was one more Flash. There was TV Flash, little Grant Gustin there. Then there was this weird black and white Deadpool, which I'm sure Kevin understands the backstory of this, but I don't. And then there was a cool gray Hulk, which I am certain, like when we finally get some like Mark Ruffalo Hulk special, he's going to be the gray Hulk soon enough. So I've been collecting those when I find them. But there was also a Spider-Man. Okay, so this will probably go to my son. He loves him some Spider-Man. But more specifically for me, Spider-Man 2099.
Nice.
And I have the original action figure releases from the 90s, but I haven't picked up any of the recent ones except for the animated, Across the Spider-Verse one. So to get this to add to my collection for next to nothing was great. But that's not all. So mixed into that bag, those are not vintage, but you better believe there were some vintage items here. because we had vintage G.I. Joe, okay? And not just a few. There were a ton of these vintage G.I. Joe figures. So, and there are various states of jiggliness, Some are
that can be fixed.
Yeah, so those can be adjusted.
You are so damn lucky. You are so lucky.
I could not believe it. I don't know. Is this guy official G.I. Joe or is he a knockoff?
He looks like a core. Yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah.
Just the way the legs are.
That one was the core. This guy, I think, had some armor and stuff. Maybe that went with him. There we go. So again, some of these I recognize. Some of them I did not.
Yeah.
Is this guy from Mask? This is not.
Oh,
vintage.
That's Metalhead. It's from the Deke era of G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you look like one of the. This fella here looks like he's ready to go fishing.
Mondo, maybe.
Yeah.
Some type of viper, I'm assuming.
Toxic viper, maybe something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardball, maybe, or heavy duty. Toll booth? No, Cutter. It looks like Cutter, I think.
Now, this is the one I got excited about because I loved Dusty and his wolf as a kid. So to get this Dusty, but of course I recognized this guy. A little bit of Destro right there. Shiny as ever, looking great. So yeah, this was a great
What if those were part of the 25th anniversary release or something? They seem to be or either like 90s releases, like Kevin said.
That's what I was trying to find out because I couldn't quite make out the thing. Because like at first I was like, they didn't quite feel vintage. The size I wasn't quite sure. So but some of them were and some of them weren't. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like the main thing I was trying to figure out is they have a twisty arm, like at the bicep. So does that mean they're not later?
That's a later release, probably.
Not all of them, but some of them, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, not that much later, like 2 or 3 rounds later, but it could still be vintage in 80s. I remember a lot of them had a year on the inside thigh.
Okay.
Copyright 1983 or whatever. Like a lot of them do. I don't know if the re-releases did as well or.
Yeah, because so like I say, so I'll have to do some investigation because they looked vintage and some of them did, then some of them didn't. And then there's also the fact that they were mixed in with more recent figures made me think, okay, maybe they were just some of the re-releases. And that's always the problem, right? When you're these days, there's so many reproduction series that it just throws you off a lot of times, figuring out if you got the real thing or not. So it's still very fun.
It's still a great bag, no matter what year they came out. Jeez.
So that's me.
All right. So you guys have done enough recordings and podcasts with me to be aware that sometimes I take a side drive before I get to my point, but it all comes around together. Okay. So all these movie companies bundled their movies in like 50s, 60s and stuff and sold them to TV stations. So that's how you'd get like the Western on the weekend or our sci-fi thing or, action movie night, whatever. And all the horror and sci-fi frequently got bundled to like play it Friday, Saturday nights. And they'd be like, hey, we need someone to host this. Who's going to do it? And I'm like, I don't know. Get the weatherman, throw like a vampire cape on him or something. And that's how we got the horror movie hosts. From there, all these kids started watching like the old Universal monster movies and the drive-in movies and all. And then you get your monster kids. So that's Famous Monsters of Filmland, which was a huge magazine. So huge magazine means people want to make their own. People want to be copycats, including adult publishers that are like, hey, we got this printing press sitting here. What are we going to do with it? Well, what you're going to do is make newsprint style monster magazines on your stuff. And these are both, do I have a date? I believe they're like early 70s on them. 74. So I found 2 copies. I only got 2 copies because I was running out of money of the Monster Times.
Yes.
I had never heard or seen of these before in my life.
Very
That's
nice.
cool.
These
So
are
I think Jason and I probably both got a copy from Retro Days one year, right?
Oh, really?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Oh my God. So, I mean, for viewers there, all right. So it comes out like a newspaper, you know, the tabloid folded up. This one's got the tarantula stuff. I gotta be careful. I almost tore one as I was looking. But then we got like all these great just monster articles and comic articles and all sorts of amazing stuff on here. I've been doing so much research because like I said, I never heard them fit before. And it turns out there's a sci-fi monster magazine out of the UK that literally just did an in-depth thing on them. So I got to buy it. And in the middle of all them is just horribly ridiculous posters.
Yeah.
And if they have the poster, they're worth more. A lot of them don't have the posters anymore. So that one was crazy enough. And then the other one, that's the worst issue I ever saw. World's Worst Comics. Doing more of the month before Wizard.
That's awesome.
Opens up for, what's this? Some Kong Sasquatch looking thing carrying a woman. And I mean, it's faded, it's cheap newsprint, but oh my God, I couldn't believe I didn't know about these before in my life. And this one is, can I show this? It's gory. I'm not sure. I won't show this one. But yeah, it's a pretty graphic horror one for it. I'll be nice and not show that one. Let's see, that is 1974 Star Trek convention. Like, this is just, I'm obsessed with these now. I think there's about 30 of them. I need to get a full set. I need to get that magazine that shows it. Like, what a perfect thing to find around Halloween. I think I spent 15 total for the two. And that's about what they go for, like, you know, 7 to 10 each. Son of a.
There you go. So
Jason?
that's one. I've had it sitting over here literally for I don't know how long, and I just moved it. I had to go run and get it, but I'll send this one to you, Kevin, because I really don't have too much of an interest. But Fu Manchu, this is number 20.
Okay.
And, I don't even know if I've looked to see if the poster is inside. Oh, it is.
Oh, jeez.
Keep on trekking.
Look at that. Oh my God. See, that's why so many don't have the posters. I could totally see someone hanging that up.
We got it was in one of the Halloween packs from Retro Days. I think you're right,
Yep.
Adam. And just you know, I'm not the horror fan, and things like that really aren't up my alley. So I'll send that over to you, man.
That is just all right. I mean, like, I was saving it because I thought you guys had never seen it before either. That blew,
it was dumb luck, really, that we had. Yeah.
It was at that mini convention. I'm there with my kid. He's being as patient as he can be, but he found his Batman thing, so he was done and ready to go. And I'm flipping through. I'm like, maybe I can find a famous monsters, scary monsters, like one of these magazines. You know, I was purposely waiting to go back to that table. I knew it was going to be my last one. And he had a complete run of them. And I was like, I do not have that much cash on me. And I'm not hitting up the ATM for this either. So it's just like, I'm going to grab two. I'm going to behave. But I was going, I'd never seen him before. How has this existed all my life? And that's the first I've seen or heard of him.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like early 70s on these.
Yeah, I have one that says 74 and one I can't find the date on them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look here real quick, but I don't see
absolute disposable trash. So of course I love it.
That's awesome. All right, very quickly to wrap things up. I about 4 years ago at RetroCon was a A-Team reunion. They had Dirk Benedict and Dwight Schultz, Murdoch and Face, that were there. They had an A-Team van there. My bud Wyatt and I dressed up as Hannibal and Murdoch. I mean, we were just all in on the A-Team. And I remember as a kid, I had two of the action figures, the 6-inch action figures. I had Mr. T, BA, and Murdoch. And the only one I have left from my childhood is Murdoch, and he's missing an arm. And I was like, this is going to be the year that I go out and I'm going to buy the set. I'm going to get the 4 figures, I found them. It was a great price. I think it was $40, and it came with all their accessories because they all came with like Mr. T had a toolbox with screwdrivers and wrenches and stuff, and came with all the accessories. I'm like, wow, I'm set. And they're loose, just loose figures, not on the card or anything, so I can get them out and display them. I was at the stuff store in Kerwinsville, PA, where I grew up, and I forgot there is a fifth figure in that. So when the A-Team came out, we had Amy, right?
Oh, no way.
So I found Amy. A little yellowed, but and her head's a little wobbly. She's more of a bobblehead now. But I totally forgot that they did an Amy figure. And they had one there that was a little bit better condition that was with the set. So they had like all 5 there. And it was, I can't remember what the price was, more than I paid for the 4. But they had a loose Amy. I was like, I got to get Amy so I can have all 5 now. I think that was it. I don't think there's any other ones in the set. And I never find action figures. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to do it and just get her to complete the A-Team set. So there she is.
That's awesome.
And then finally, you guys know what Mickey likes to collect that I've showed off here before. He loves to collect cereal boxes. And I found that vintage Smurfs one, several episodes back that I'm going to send to him this Christmas. I found 2 more cereal boxes. Ooh. That I had to pick up. I think I did text him to see if he wanted them, and he was like, yes. So this, let's see what the expiration date, 1991, and I don't see an expiration on this one. Probably about the same year, if I can remember right. But here's a vintage Fruity Pebbles box from 1991. Free Bedrock car inside. Oh. Collect them both. But they came in different colors. So collect both cars in all colors. So there must have been like, whatever, 8 total cars. If there's 4 and, 2. But I thought that was cool. On the side, there's a deal for the cereal bowls. There's a cereal bowl, looks like maybe a placemat and a mug for Fruity Pebbles. So I thought that was great. From November 15th, 1991 is when that one expired. And then coming back around, remember I said they'd be back? Here we go. Oh, Addams Family cereal. I had totally forgot. This one came with a free doorknob hanger on the back. Who did we get? Keep your hands off my things. So we got a thing there to hang on your doorknob. Have mom or dad help you cut out the thing along the dotted lines. Then just hang the fingers over your doorknob and you'll be telling everyone a thing or two. That was a lot of thing puns. Holy crap. But there you get a look at the cereal, what the cereal was. They're like little, I guess ghosts maybe or something. The thing hand. I don't know. A creepy crunch cereal with a great taste you'll scream for. And they got the thing on the front there, holding the spoon. So Addams Family cereal. Wow. I think those were like $2 or $3 a piece, something like that. But just to have them out, this was at the little department store downtown in Clearfield. I saw those and was like, yeah, we're gonna have to pick those up and get those for Mickey. So some great nostalgia there. All right, so I guess we're all done, right?
Yeah.
That was man, I'm surprised, really. Genuinely surprised by how much cool stuff that we find each time.
Yeah. And
just keep the momentum going. Because I'm one of these times I'm gonna be like, man, we're not gonna find anything. It's gonna be like a 15-minute episode, but sure enough, we find all kinds of cool stuff from all eras. So all right, well, I guess we'll sign off for now. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, subscribe to TRN TV. Go check out Kevin's channel. Go check out Adam's channel. Go check out my channel. Subscribe to those as well. We're doing other little haul videos. You'll get to see us pass the stuff back and forth with these little goodie boxes that we send each other and open and do those little reveal videos. So make sure you subscribe to all of those places. And I guess that's going to do it, unless you guys had something else you want to add for this episode.
No, all good.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Thrift Store Horde. Take care.